My name is Dacoda Mavarez, and I have a problem. I have a problem with people that are unwilling to step in and help those who are suffering from bullying. According to the National Bullying Prevention Center, about 1 in 5, or 20% of students in the U.S. report being bullied. Bullying can have detrimental effects on a student's life, and bullying has led to a large number of suicides in the U.S. Students who are bullied or cyberbullied are two times more likely to attempt suicide. People who witness or experience bullying likely intend to not tell others because they feel too afraid and uncomfortable to let someone else know about a specific bullying situation. Because of this, we need to spread awareness about the ways to prevent and stop bullying, as bullies are finding new ways every day to bully others, such as through social media. To define a bully is defined as someone who seeks to harm or intimidate someone who is perceived as vulnerable. Bullying is defined as seeking to harm, intimidate, or coerce someone else who they perceive as vulnerable. The other type of bullying, which is not in person, is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is defined as using electronic communication to send messages in a threatening and intimidating nature to others. Cyberbullying, despite it not being in person, it can still have lifetime effects on a student and can make them feel depressed or alone and afraid. The earliest and most common and popular case of traditional in-person, face-to-face bullying occurred in 1862, where John Flood was systematically bullied by a fellow soldier by the name of John O'Deal. Flood was a nice, caring soldier who always wanted to help others. Eventually, after being tortured, harassed, and bullied by O'Deal, Flood turned all upside down. He became violent and aggressive, where he ended up killing and shooting John O'Deal. Flood was sentenced to death in prison. However, Queen Victoria ended up overturning the sentence to life imprisonment after hearing numerous encounters and stories of how Flood was a nice and gentle guy. The earliest and most well-known cases of cyberbullying occurred in 2007. In 2007, a young girl by the name of Megan Meyer committed suicide. Her neighbors created a fake MySpace profile under the name of Josh Evans. These neighbors used this fake MySpace profile to harass and torment Megan by sending inappropriate messages to her. This eventually caused Megan to sadly commit suicide. The term bully was first used in the 1500s, and it was used as a way to call someone a sweetheart. However, despite its original meaning, the term bully shifted in the opposite direction and was later used after Flood's case in the 1800s as a way to call someone mean and cold-hearted. Bullying and cyberbullying can cause someone to have a low self-esteem, become depressed, feel alone, feel loneliness, or may even cause them to not want to attend school. Cyberbullying can cause someone to feel like they have no one by their side and no one to lean on, because it's not in person where there are others around you. It's through the internet, where sometimes you'll have no one by your side. Sorry. According to a recent study performed by researchers at UCLA, they found that people who suffer from bullying not only suffer mentally, but also suffer academically on top of that. They found that students who were bullied tended to have an average GPA of 1.5 lower than those who were not bullied. For example, a student who isn't bullied has a GPA of 4.0, whereas on average, a student who was bullied and cyberbullied had a GPA of 2.5. 1 in 10 students report cyberbullying to others and adults. 1 out of 10. Cyberbullying is more likely to occur after experiencing in-person bullying, traditional bullying. So if you're already experiencing in-person, face-to-face bullying, you are much more likely to experience cyberbullying as well. When people hear about bullying, they tend to say, "Oh, you're exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal." However, we all know that bullying is a very big deal. It can have serious lifetime effects on a student's life. People think that bullying is caused by the bully also being bullied, right? That's what we tend to know it as. Someone who is bullying others is also being bullied by someone else. However, this tends to not be the case, as there are various other reasons to why people are being bullied. Bullying can be caused by stress, trauma, such as losing a family member, poor upbringing, playing violent video games, or just wanting attention-seeking behavior. All of these reasons could all cause someone to bully someone or even multiple people at a time. And these reasons are all major factors as to why bullying is a major problem in the U.S. Bullying can be hard to let others know. However, you need to let others know, because the tendency to keep that into yourself and not tell others is not okay. This furthers the problem and makes things worse. You must seek therapy and seek others' help. And this is how you overcome your bully. According to the National Education Statistics and Bureau of Justice, about 46% of people who are bullied report this bullying to another adult or their parents. Going off of the 20% of bullying from previous, about 20% of people are bullying, about 11.3 million people are bullied. 46% of that is 5.2. So 5.2 of 11.3 million people report their bullying. This leaves 6.1 million students who are being bullied but do not tell others. How would you feel if you felt like you couldn't tell another person about your bully? Tending to not tell others can tear away at someone's positive thoughts and happiness. And this is why you must tell others about your bully. Bullying not only affects students in poor or impoverished areas. Bullying can affect wealthy and upper class areas and students who had a wealthy and nice life. Bullying can affect students of all age ranges. They can be very young, they can be very old. No matter what age range, social status, or wealth, you are always susceptible to bullying. For example, Justin Timberlake, back in his day, he was bullied for having bad acne, curly hair, and his love for music. Look at him today. Very famous singer. Tyra Banks, Tyra Banks, who was known for her exotic looks and fantastic modeling career, was often bullied as a child for her very skinny body and for her large forehead. These are just some examples of how bullying can affect students of any age range, social status, and wealth. From these examples and many previous examples, you should start to see why bullying is such a big problem. Bullying affects people all over the world. It can affect someone in Uganda or Kenya, developing countries or developed countries. You should start to see how bullying is a global issue and is a global problem that needs to be solved and accounted for. According to congressional research by Gail McGallion, a specialist in social policy, and Jody Fetter, a legislative attorney, about 25% of school-based bullying prevention programs have lowered bullying. There have been numerous times and places around the U.S. that have established school-based bullying prevention programs, which have lowered bullying rates up to 25%. Now, I would like to move on to my own experience with bullying. I have had secondhand experience in my life of bullying during elementary school. In elementary school, there was this kid named Carlos. He was often bullied because he was very shy, didn't have many friends, he had a small friend group, and he had a different personality. Those were just some of the many reasons why he was bullied. Whenever we went outside to play recess, everyone wanted to play kickball. Carlos's favorite position was pitcher. He loved to pitch during kickball. However, he didn't get to do it due to constant bullying. To others, he was seen as a disadvantage, someone that would make the team worse. No one wanted him. He was always picked last and always made fun of. My friend who I knew since I was born, we made it our job and our duty to make sure that Carlos felt included and had a spot in our school. Me and JD and I, we would always try to make sure that either one of us were a team captain so that we could always pick Carlos first. Whenever we were team captain, we'd pick Carlos first, let him play wherever he wanted. However, he tended to mostly play pitcher because that was his favorite spot. If he wanted to play somewhere else, we would let him play somewhere else. We let Carlos play wherever he wanted. After various scenarios where JD and I used Carlos to dominate in kickball due to Carlos' excellent pitching and excellent hitting, he was now seen as a prodigy. After winning various games with Carlos due to his excellent pitching and hitting, everyone wanted on his team. Everyone was like, hey, Carlos, you want to pitch? You want to hit? Carlos was now seen as an advantage and no longer a disadvantage. Just from 2 kids helping someone out, we were able to stop Carlos from being bullied in elementary school. In conclusion, I would like to urge all of you to spread awareness of bullying. Because who knows, maybe one day you will encounter a bully and need someone to lean on. With all being said, I would like to leave you with a quote. Always have a helping hand, because sometimes you'll be the only one who does. Roy T. Bennett. Thank you.